asking me to do a kind of get to know you/me Q&A, to let my subscribers know a bit more about me. But I told them that I wanted to wait until I have 1,000, kind of as a celebration, but also because I think that's when you get the community tab feature on your channel if you have 1,000 or more subs. But until then, I thought I could share something pretty personal about me, which is my tattoo collection. So I will show you 4 out of the 5, and I'll explain why, and tell you the story behind them, how I got them, why I picked that. So let's begin. And if you enjoyed this, please remember to subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the like button and leave a comment so we can talk. So my first tattoo is on my right arm here, and it just says "Stay Gold" with a period. So I got this when I was 18. My first tattoo. I was a senior in high school, and I'd wanted a tattoo for a long time, and I finally decided on "Stay Gold" because you might get the reference from The Outsiders, which is a coming-of-age novel that I read in 7th grade, and it really stuck with me. It's one of my favorite books still. It was kind of, some teenagers I think really love The Catcher in the Rye. It just kind of hits them at that perfect age where it really like has a lot of meaning for them, and for me, The Outsiders was like my version of The Catcher in the Rye. So I really love that. It's from the book, and it references a Robert Frost poem called "Nothing Gold Can Stay," which is probably my favorite poem of all time. I do love poetry, so I loved that. "Stay Gold" incorporated the book, the poem, and also it kind of was my mantra, or kind of my life philosophy as someone who was on the cusp of adulthood, reflecting on my life. And I thought having this on my body as a tattoo would be a reminder for me to be authentic to myself, to stay gold and not become a grumpy adult, I guess. So that was my first tattoo right here. And the period I said with a laugh, because when I got it, I was really scared, even though I did want to go through with it, obviously. But I was really nervous, and I mean, the pain was, it hurt, and this part of your arm on this skin, it's really tender, so, it was painful, and there was also the pain of thinking, like, oh my gosh, like, there's no going back now, oh my gosh, I can't believe it, but as I was lying down, getting it done, literally crying, I said, "Can you add a period at the end? I think it would make it look better," and, yeah, so, that's why, that's it, so that was my first one, and my second one, I can't show you, well, I could, but I don't want to, because it is a naked lady. Allow me to explain. So, this one is probably like the most crazy story. So, after I graduated high school, I went on a special trip to San Francisco with my friend, because her grandma lived there, and I knew I wanted to get a tattoo when we were out there. And before we went to California, I looked up a number of tattoo artists in San Francisco, and I found this one lady who I really liked, and I found this one particular design of hers, and it was like, her work was really This was in the Mission District of San Francisco, I believe. And so we went there, and there was an artist who was willing to do a walk-in for me, and I didn't really know what I wanted, but I had saved on my phone a number of tattoos over the last few months, just things that I saw that I liked, and I stumbled upon this tattoo of a naked lady, and it was like in a pinup girl style, and I thought, you know what, that's badass, and I want that, because I had for a long time contemplated getting the Venus sign, the one that's the circle, and then the line below it, and then the little, like the female sign for the female gender. So I had wanted that for a long time because feminism was really important to me, and you know, the strength of women, all that. So, but I saw the naked lady, and I was like, you know what? That's similar. You know, celebrating women, and I thought, you know, that I just wanted it. That was it. And that one definitely hurt a lot too. And that was definitely a painful process because it's right up on my upper thigh. If it were on my arm or something, I would probably show you. It's not that profane, but it's like right up on my upper thigh, so that hurt, as you can imagine. So that was my second tattoo. Second tattoo. Second of 5. So, the third tattoo is one right here on my wrist. And if my camera focuses, yes, it says JK. And before you jump to conclusions, it does not stand for just kidding. This, if anything, is the one tattoo where I'm like, why did I do that? I don't know. And it's the one that I have the least fun explaining. But I should own my story. I should own it because I chose it for a reason and it was important to me. I kind of fear the judgment sometimes. So, but anyway, this was the last tattoo I got as an 18-year-old. I got this like a month after the naked lady, which was July 2018. No, June 2017. This one is October or November 2016. Stay gold. The naked lady is June 2017, and this is August 2017. Okay, got it right finally. So, JK stands for the initials of my favorite author, Jack Kerouac. And I wanted to get some Jack Kerouac themed tattoo because my other favorite book from my high school years is On the Road, and by Jack Kerouac. That's probably his most famous novel. And I had done a research paper for my US History, AP US History class in junior year of high school. I did a research paper about the Beat Generation, the Beatniks, the literature of the Beat Generation, and how it was perceived by mainstream culture in the 1950s. So like that was such a fun project, and it's definitely like my nerdy passion. So I love beat literature. But it was really hard to pick, you know, what kind of Jack Kerouac on the road themed tattoo I could get. And so I just settled on his initials as something simple. But if I could redo it, I would do JLK because his real name was Jean-Louis Kerouac. But, you know, I did what I did. It is what it is. But I do like that this is my own handwriting. When I went to the tattoo shop, and I got it from the same guy who did my first one, I had written it a couple of times in my agenda, my homework planner. I wrote it out a few different times, and then I circled see. And this is on my hand. Second, most questionable tattoo I have gotten. Getting a hand tattoo when I was 19. January 2018. So, this tattoo has the word paradise on it. And let me say, so far, I have been hired at many jobs, and with these tattoos visible, and I have had no problem. We will see, but I have worked in educational settings, I've worked in schools, I've worked in customer service, and so far so good. So I would say to people, unless you are trying to be a doctor or a lawyer, or in the military, I think they have rules on that. I think you really don't have anything to worry about with having invisible tattoos, but that's just my experience. But anyway, this hand tattoo was inspired by my favorite musician, Lana Del Rey. She actually has this same tattoo, but on her left hand, and I only got it on my right hand because I already had 2 tattoos on my right arm, as you can see, and I kind of wanted to keep it going. So there's not much to it, but I do love the word paradise. It's probably one of my favorite words. I love how it sounds, and I just like the idea behind it. That it's dreamy, and I thought it would look cool. And I do like it for the most part. Sometimes I do feel a little self-conscious when I know people can see it and maybe they're older and they've just met me. I know older generations are less familiar with tattoos being mainstream, but I think it's now 1 in 3 people ages 25 to 44 have a tattoo. So with time, they're just gonna become more and more accepted. So I really, I just gotta be comfortable with, the choices I've made, because I made them for a reason, and I do get a lot of compliments. I get many more compliments on my tattoos than I do judgment or anything. So that is my 4th tattoo. Now the final, or my latest tattoo. There will probably be more, but not for a while. The final tattoo that I have so far, number 5. I will show you on my phone because it is hard to show you from sitting down here, and that's because it is on my leg, on like right above my ankle, as you will see. I got some pictures here, and I'll zoom in. So it's on my left leg, the same leg as my Naked Lady tattoo. So I have tattoos on my right arm and on my left leg, and everything is just in black ink. And I think that's if I do get any more tattoos, I just want to have black ink on my body, just so it's uniform. But this is what it looks like on the very back. And it's an eye, and I saw it on Pinterest. And you might be wondering why it looks much thinner and a bit lighter than my other tattoos, and that's because it was a stick and poke tattoo that my friend did. So this was done, the whole process was very sanitary. I think I was her 5th subject, her 5th guinea pig, but I have never had any infection issues with it. I also saved a picture of the supplies of our whole setup, with the gloves, the alcohol wipes, the paper towels, the sterile needles, all that. And so instead of having the kind of machine, the apparatus, I think professionals don't like it being referred to as a gun because that's not really accurate. The machine, it is where you would really just dip the needle in the ink and poke it individually. So you might think that sounds awful. Why would anyone do that? But really, actually hurt the least, which I was not expecting. Whoops. Hand tattoo hurt a bit, but again, nothing crazy. It didn't make me cry the way my arm one, the Stay Gold one, or the Naked Lady did. And I definitely probably due in part to the fact that I was a bit used to it already, but still, I think those are less painful spots overall. So if you want a relatively painless tattoo, I would go for the wrist or the back of your leg above your ankle. You should be fine there. Also, your lower back does not hurt from what I've heard. I think the most painful spot would be the rib cage. I don't know how anyone gets a tattoo there. I don't think I could ever do that. So I have major respect. My friend has a huge tattoo, on her sternum, I guess it is. So, like, right under her lungs. And she said that hurt like crazy, so I believe her. But, tattoos are definitely, they are a part of me, and, it's good to know that I will have them forever, that they reflect who I am, and in some cases I can choose when to show them or not. Not really with my hand one, but it's okay, and they are a reflection of who I am, and I'm happy with them for that reason. So I hope you liked my rambling story time. Maybe this helped you if you were considering getting a tattoo. Let me know. Let me know if you have any funny tattoo stories or tattoo stories at all. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you very, very soon in my next video. Bye bye.